If you ever find a staircase beneath your school that shouldn't exist, don't go down, don't follow the lights. And if you hear children whispering underground, run. Because 3 years ago, my friends and I found classrooms buried beneath our high school, and some of the students down there were still alive. This is Tales of the Dark, and this is the story of the school that continued underground. My name is Daniel Mercer, and in October of 2023, I was a senior at Blackridge High School in northern West Virginia. The school itself was old, very old. Built sometime during the 1930s directly beside the mountains. Teachers always joked the building had too many basements, but nobody was allowed below sub-level 2. According to the principal, the lower sections had been sealed decades ago after structural damage. Most students never questioned it until Ethan disappeared. Ethan Cole was 17, quiet kid, always carried headphones, barely spoke to anyone. One Thursday afternoon during chemistry class, he asked permission to use the restroom and never came back. Police searched the school for hours, nothing. Security cameras showed Ethan entering the lower science hallway near the basement stairs, but no footage ever showed him leaving. After 3 days, people started assuming he'd run away, but rumors spread fast inside school, especially after students began hearing noises beneath the floors at night during basketball practice. Knocking, distant voices, sometimes laughing. Then came the smell, wet dirt, like freshly opened grave drifting through certain hallways. That's when my friend Tyler showed us the map. Tyler worked part-time helping the janitor organize old maintenance files. One night he stole blueprints of the school, and according to the original plans, Blackridge High had 4 underground levels, not 2. The lower floors had simply been erased from newer maps. At first we thought it was fake, until Tyler pointed at one strange detail, a staircase hidden behind the old theater storage room. None of us had ever noticed it before. The next Friday night, we decided to look for it ourselves. Worst decision of my life. There were 4 of us, me, Tyler, Mia, and Jordan. We waited until after football practice ended and snuck inside through the gym entrance around 9 p.m. The school felt wrong at night, too quiet. The fluorescent lights buzzed faintly above empty hallways while distant pipes groaned inside walls. Even Mia looked nervous, and Mia never got scared. Tyler led us toward the theater hallway carrying a flashlight. "You seriously think Ethan went down there?" Jordan whispered. Tyler nodded slowly. He had dirt under his fingernails when they found his backpack. Cold chills crawled across my neck instantly. We reached the old storage room beside the auditorium stage. Broken chairs and dusty props filled the room. At first nothing looked unusual. Then Tyler pushed aside an old wooden shelf, and behind it we found the staircase, narrow concrete steps descending into darkness. A rusted metal door hung partially open at the bottom. The smell hit us immediately, wet earth, rotting paper, and something else beneath it, something sour like mold mixed with decay. Jordan immediately stepped backward. Nope. But Tyler was already descending. The flashlight beam shook slightly as we followed him underground. The staircase seemed far deeper than it should have been, at least 5 floors downward. The air grew colder with every step. Then finally we reached the bottom, and my stomach dropped instantly. It wasn't a basement, it was another school. Hallways stretched beneath us beneath flickering fluorescent lights. Old green lockers lined walls covered in peeling paint. Classroom doors stood open along both sides of the corridor. Everything looked frozen decades in the past. Dust covered the floors. Ancient school posters hung crookedly on walls, but the lights still worked. That terrified me more than darkness would have. "How is this possible?" Mia whispered. Nobody answered. Then we heard it, a school bell ringing somewhere deep underground. BRRING. The sound echoed endlessly through hidden hallways beneath the earth. Jordan cursed immediately. "Someone's down here." Then came footsteps. Fast footsteps running somewhere far below us. Not one person, many children. We froze instantly. The sounds disappeared almost immediately. Tyler aimed the flashlight deeper into the hallway. That's when we saw the classroom, room 14. Its door stood slightly open, and inside someone sat at one of the desks. My pulse exploded instantly. The figure looked like a teenage boy wearing old-fashioned clothing. Head lowered, motionless, Tyler stepped closer nervously. "Hello," the figure didn't move, then slowly its head lifted, and I nearly screamed. Its face looked wrong, skin pale gray beneath flickering lights, eyes completely black like empty holes. The thing smiled unnaturally wide, then every classroom door in the hallway slammed shut at once. Boom, the lights flickered violently overhead, and somewhere deeper underground children began laughing, not normal laughter. Wet, broken laughter echoing beneath the school like something pretending to sound human. Jordan panicked immediately. "We're leaving now." Then a voice whispered behind us, soft, close, "You shouldn't be here after class." We turned instantly. A tall woman stood at the far end of the hallway. An old teacher wearing black clothing covered in dust. Her skin looked unnaturally pale beneath the fluorescent lights, and behind her, dozens of children slowly stepped from classroom doors, all smiling, all silent, and every one of them had completely black eyes. Then Tyler noticed something horrifying on the classroom wall beside us. An old class photograph, dated 1953, rows of students standing underground beside teachers, but one student near the center made my blood freeze because it was Ethan, wearing modern clothes, standing among children who should have been dead for decades. And beneath the photograph someone had written one sentence in black ink: "The lower school never closed." Daniel's entire body went numb staring at the photograph. Ethan stood there smiling beside children from 1953 like he belonged among them, the same hoodie, the same face. Exactly as he looked the week he disappeared, Mia backed away slowly, shaking her head. No, that's impossible." The tall teacher at the end of the hallway tilted her head slightly, then smiled wider. "You're late for class." The children surrounding her began giggling softly, not normal laughter. Something wrong with it, like dozens of voices speaking through broken throats at once. Jordan grabbed Daniel's arm instantly. "We need to go." Then every fluorescent light overhead shut off together. Darkness swallowed the underground hallway instantly. The laughter stopped, complete silence. Then the school bell rang again, bring. This time much louder. The lights flickered back on violently. The hallway was empty, the teacher gone, the children gone. Only the endless corridor remained beneath buzzing fluorescent lights. Tyler aimed the flashlight around nervously. Where did they? A locker door slammed somewhere nearby, then another, then dozens, bang, bang. Bang, the entire underground school erupted with noise. Classroom doors opening and closing, children running through distant halls, desks scraping against floors. And beneath all of it, a low humming sound vibrated through the walls, like something enormous breathing somewhere far below them. Daniel's chest tightened instantly. That sound. Then Tyler noticed something horrifying. At the end of the hallway stood Ethan, alive. His skin looked pale beneath the flickering lights. Dark circles surrounded his eyes, but it was definitely him. "Ethan," Mia shouted. Ethan immediately raised one trembling finger to his lips. "SHHH." His voice sounded weak, terrified. Then the humming beneath the floor suddenly stopped. Every sound inside the underground school stopped with it. Silence flooded the hallway. Ethan's expression changed instantly, pure fear. "They heard you." The fluorescent lights overhead dimmed dark red, and somewhere below them something moved. Not footsteps, something massive dragging itself beneath the earth. The walls vibrated softly. Dust fell from the ceiling. Then every classroom door in the hallway slowly creaked open together. Inside each room, students sat silently at desks staring toward the hallway. Hundreds of pale children beneath dim classroom lights. Every single one smiling, none blinking. Ethan grabbed Tyler violently. "We have to move now." They ran. The underground hallways twisted endlessly beneath the school while distant bells rang through darkness. Daniel noticed something horrifying as they passed classroom windows. The students inside weren't writing, they were drawing. Every chalkboard contained the same image, a gigantic black hole beneath the school, and inside it something with too many eyes. The deeper they ran, the older the underground levels became. Modern lockers disappeared, then fluorescent lights, then even electricity. Soon only ancient lanterns illuminated stone corridors beneath the earth. The walls changed too. Concrete became rock, like the school had been built on top of something much older. Then Ethan finally stopped near an old library buried underground. The room looked ancient. Shelves filled with mold-covered books lined the walls while candles flickered weakly across tables. Jordan grabbed Ethan immediately. "What happened to you?" Ethan's hands shook violently. "I heard it calling." Nobody spoke. Ethan stared toward the floor. "There's something under the school." His voice cracked. "It talks to people." The humming sound returned faintly beneath them. Ethan looked terrified instantly. When you hear it long enough, you start understanding things. Daniel's stomach tightened. "What thing?" Ethan pointed downward. "Something buried deep under the mountain before the school was ever built." The candles flickered violently. Then Ethan whispered the words Daniel would never forget. "It teaches the children." Cold fear spread through the room instantly. Tyler frowned. "What children?" Ethan looked toward the dark hallway outside. "The missing ones." Then they heard it, children singing somewhere deep underground, soft, slow, echoing through stone corridors, an old classroom song. The lights around the library dimmed further, and from somewhere below, a gigantic eye slowly opened beneath the floorboards. Daniel saw it only for a second through cracks in the wood. Massive, black, watching upward from beneath the earth. He stumbled backward in horror. What the hell was that? Ethan panicked immediately. "It saw you." The humming beneath the school grew louder instantly. The walls began shaking violently, books crashed from shelves, and all around the underground school, children started screaming, not frightened screams, excited screams, like students cheering for something arriving. Then the lights went out completely. Darkness consumed everything. The singing stopped, and from the hallway outside the library came footsteps, slow, heavy, not human footsteps, something much larger. The floor trembled beneath each step. Daniel held his breath while the others backed away silently. Then a shadow slowly passed beneath the library doorway, too tall. Its head nearly scraped the ceiling. The thing stopped outside the room, listening. The humming beneath the earth suddenly synchronized with Daniel's heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. Then the thing outside the library spoke softly. Using dozens of children's voices at once, "Class is still in session." The library door began opening slowly. Ethan screamed, "Run!" They bolted through another exit deeper into the underground tunnels while the gigantic thing burst into the library behind them. Daniel only glanced back once. And what he saw still appears in his nightmares. A massive human-shaped figure made entirely of tangled student bodies crawling through the underground halls. Hundreds of black eyes opening across its skin. Children's mouths whispering from inside it. The thing slammed itself against tunnel walls while chasing them through darkness beneath the school. The underground hallways began collapsing around them. Desks overturned, pipes exploded, ancient walls cracked apart, and everywhere the students stood silently watching, smiling. Then finally Daniel saw the staircase leading back upward, the hidden exit. Tyler shoved Mia toward it while the creature screamed beneath them. Ethan stopped suddenly. "I can't leave." Daniel grabbed him desperately. "Yes, you can," but Ethan shook his head slowly. Tears filled his eyes. "It already taught me too much." The creature's screams echoed closer underground. And for one horrifying moment, Daniel noticed Ethan's eyes turning black, slowly spreading like ink beneath his skin. Ethan backed away from them, trembling. "Go!" Then the lights below turned completely red. The children underground started laughing again, and Ethan walked back into the darkness beneath the school. Toward the thing calling him, Daniel never saw him again. The four of them escaped moments before part of the old theater basement collapsed behind them. Police later searched beneath Blackridge High. They found nothing. No underground classrooms, no tunnels, no library. Officially, those lower levels never existed. But sometimes during late basketball practice, students still hear school bells ringing beneath the floors. And every few years, someone disappears near the basement stairs. Then months later, their face appears in old class photographs from decades ago, still smiling, still attending class underground. If you are brave enough to hear more nightmares, subscribe to Tales of the Dark. And if you have your own terrifying experience, leave it in the comments or send your story by email. Maybe your nightmare will become the next story told here.